Hello, my name is Darnell, and this is Awake. Today, I'm going to be talking about how the Bible gives us wisdom, or in other words, keeps us awake. Now, the Bible is a very prophetic book, or collection of books rather, that gives us lots of insight into the way the world works, the way the world is going, and also gives us sort of advice about how to avoid the dangers and different things that might hurt us or cause harm for us in the world. And I think that God puts it quite correctly in Psalms 32:8, where he says, I will give you insight and instruct you in a way you should go. I will give you advice with my eye upon you, which means God is basically looking out for us. He has our best interest, and he has given us this Bible, this big set of advice to help guide us through our life. Now, to delve further into this, I'm going to go into the book of Proverbs, which is one of the wisdom books of the Bible and one of my favorites, actually. And the thing that I love about Proverbs is that there are so many different parts and messages of advice in there, but each time that you read it, you sort of get a deeper understanding each time, and I think that is just remarkable. Now, Proverbs 19 verse 2 says, a desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? Now, this is a piece of advice that I specifically love when it comes to Proverbs, because I am a very outgoing person. I love going out, I love making lots of plans and creating big ideas and things to accomplish. But sometimes what I come to realize is that my knowledge might not always be there as much as my desire is. And Proverbs clearly says to us that we need to have wisdom, we need to be wise and have knowledge with our desires in order to be wise. And I think it's messages like this that the Bible gives us that can actually help us through our lives today. These things are still very relevant today. The Bible also provides us practical advice when it comes to things such as, taking life slowly and doing things one at a time. Jesus tells us in Matthew 6 verse 34 that we should not worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow already has so many of its own worries. Today is just enough for us to manage. And again, in this world where there's social media, there's constant news coverage, everything is going so fast, it's very easy for us to get overwhelmed and perhaps feel like we're doing too much. And Jesus almost gives us permission to be like, do you know what, actually, let's take one day at a time and let's worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. And I think that, sound practical advice for us even today, because as we've seen, people getting overwhelmed can get stressed, lead to depression, and these things can impact us on a daily sort of time scale. Now, perhaps one of the most important things for us as well is to do with our human relationships, whether that be our romantic relationships, our friendships, or even people that you just meet down the street. James 1 verse 19 to 20 tells us to take note that everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Again, I think this is quite important advice, because in today, again, with everything going so fast, we can be quite quick to judge, quick to be angry, quick to say, no, you're wrong, I'm right. But actually, what we are being taught again through this wonderful passage here is that we should be quick to listen, we should be quick to understand and seek an understanding of what the other person might be going through, And I think that is a sort of wisdom that I'm talking about when it comes to our relationships, that we should be aware of others as well. Now, equally speaking about that, when it comes to our perhaps more romantic relationships, when it comes to things like marriage, the Bible talks about being unequally yoked, which, if you don't know what yoked means, it's when you have on a farm, you have two cattle, they're on a plow together and they plow sort of the field, and they're on that plowing that they're connected to, that's essentially the yoking, them coming together. And in Deuteronomy 22 verse 10, it says, you should not plow an ox with a donkey. Now, I wonder why that would be. Well, it's because a donkey isn't as strong as an ox. An ox is a bit taller, has a bit more force, so when that ox is plowing the field, the donkey will get left behind. And that is a very similar principle when it comes to our relationships. There's some friendships that are good for us, some friendships that might not be good for us, and we need to make sure that we are equally yoking ourselves with the right people. Likewise in marriage, which this verse is also looking at specifically, it's important to make sure that you have the right people in the right sort of environment and kind of on the same journey in a way, and I think that's again sound advice, because the Bible also talks about loving ourselves as much as we love others. We need to make sure that we're on the sort of right track, but we also need to take care of others as well, and make sure that they're in the right environment and the right track. So I'd say, just to conclude, Proverbs put this really, really well, and it says to listen to advice and accept instruction, and in the end you will be wise. And that was Proverbs 19 verse 20.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see, you want to see a little bit more of this good stuff, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the like button and the bell to get notified anytime we upload another video. Also, don't forget to stay up to date with our things by following us on our socials at The Awake Ministries. I got a question for you. You awake?